Picture this. You're in the TSA line. Your flight starts boarding in just 45 minutes, and you're feeling pretty good. You packed like a pro, or so you thought. Suddenly, an agent yanks your carry-on for a manual check. You watch, helplessly, as they pull out something you've flown with a dozen times. But today it's not allowed. This isn't some rare horror story. It's happening to thousands of travelers, and it often boils down to a simple misunderstanding. While the rule book hasn't been totally rewritten for 2025, the way rules are being enforced has shifted. There's zero tolerance for close enough. That one little mistake could cost you your stuff, your time, and maybe even your flight. For years, let's be honest, we've all played a little game of chicken with TSA. Your shampoo was a little over 3.4 ounces. Your carry-on was a little too chubby for the sizer, but you could usually jam it in the overhead bin. We all knew the rules were a bit blurry. Well, that era is over. The issue in 2025 isn't a flood of new, complex regulations. It's that existing rules are being enforced with a seriousness we haven't seen before. No more wiggle room. The wiggle room? Gone. The friendly warnings? They're being replaced with confiscations. Those blurry lines are now crystal clear. Think about the stress. You're at the checkpoint, holding up a growing line of annoyed travelers, with your personal items on full display. The agent holds up your expensive face cream and tells you it's got to go in the trash. It's not just about losing a $20 item, it's the frustration and the panic that sets in as you hear the final boarding call for your flight. It gets worse at the gate. Airlines, especially the budget ones, are cracking down hard on the size and weight of carry-on bags. That slightly overstuffed bag you've always gotten away with is now being stopped, measured, and weighed. And the penalty isn't just a slap on the wrist. We're talking about a hefty fee to gate check your bag, a fee that can sometimes cost more than your ticket. This isn't just about safety anymore. It's about revenue, and the uninformed traveler is footing the bill. So, what's the critical mistake tripping everyone up? Let's find out. It's not one thing, but a failure to understand how two basic rules are now being enforced. Mistake number 1, ignoring the 1 in the 311 liquids rule. We all chant the mantra 311. Liquids, gels, and aerosols in containers of 3.4 ounces or less, all fitting in one clear, quart-sized bag. But for years, the part everyone seemed to forget was the last one bag per passenger. Here's the 2025 reality. Agents are now laser focused on that single bag limit. Got a second baggie with a few extra things? Or one bag that's so overstuffed it won't seal? You're getting stopped. And remember, the rule is about the size of the container, not how much liquid is in it. That half-empty 6-ounce bottle of lotion is still a no-go and will be tossed. While some airports are getting new, fancy CT scanners that provide a clearer 3D image of your bag's contents, this tech is far from universal. The official TSA guidance remains the same. Stick to the 3-to-1-1 rule to be safe. Don't ever assume the airport you're flying out of has the new scanners. Mistake number 2, assuming your carry-on size is standard. For the longest time, the unofficial standard for a carry-on in the US was 22 by 14 by 9 inches. Here's the hard truth for 2025. There is no legally mandated universal carry-on size. Every airline sets its own policy, and they are enforcing them more strictly than ever. Airlines are bringing in new planes that can have smaller overhead bins. That bag that fit perfectly last year might not make it this year. Budget carriers are notorious for shrinking their size limits and adding weight limits, some as low as 15 to 35 pounds. The mistake is just assuming your bag is okay without checking. Before you even start packing, you have to go to your airline's website and check the specific dimensions and weight restrictions for your flight. That metal bag sizer at the gate isn't just for decoration anymore. It's a toll booth. If your bag doesn't fit, you're paying up. Things have also gotten a little more complicated for medical necessities and electronics because of the stricter screening. Let's start with medications. The good news is that medically necessary liquids, gels, and baby formula are exempt from the 3-1-1 rule. You can bring these in reasonable quantities, larger than 3.4 ounces. However, the big mistake in 2025 is not declaring them properly. You can't just leave them in your bag. You must remove them, put them in a separate bin, and tell the TSA officer you have medically necessary liquids. Be ready for some extra screening. They might need to open the container or test it. To speed things up, keep medications in their original labeled containers. And if you're using ice packs to keep things cool, they need to be frozen solid when you go through security. As for electronics, anything larger than a cell phone, laptops, tablets, e-readers, has to come out of your bag and go into a separate bin. The main exception is for travelers with TSA pre-check, who can usually leave these items in their bags. And a special note on that smart luggage. It's only allowed as a carry-on if the lithium-ion battery is removable. If you can't take the battery out, that bag is not getting in the cabin. Period. Another tricky spot is powders over 12 ounces, or 350 milliliters. These are allowed in carry-ons, but they must be removed for separate screening. This includes common items like protein powder, baby formula, ground coffee, and some types of makeup. If your powder is in a big, unlabeled container or packed deep in your bag, expect the TSA to take a closer look, which could involve swabbing the container and causing delays. To be safe, pack these items where you can easily get to them, or just put them in your checked luggage. And here's a brief but critical reminder about power banks. They must always go in your carry-on luggage and are banned from checked bags. This isn't a new rule, but enforcement around battery size and labeling is much stricter now. To avoid problems, make sure your power bank is under the 100 watt-hour limit and that the capacity is clearly labeled on the device itself. If an agent can't verify the size, it might be confiscated on the spot. Okay, now that you know what you're up against, you can pack smarter and dodge these problems. Here are 5 pro tips to make your next trip a whole lot smoother. Tip 1. Go solid. The easiest way to win the liquids game is to not play it. The market for solid toiletries has exploded. You can find awesome shampoo bars, conditioner bars, solid perfumes, and toothpaste tablets. That work great and take up zero space in that precious quart-size bag. Tip 2. The pre-airport audit. The night before you fly, take 2 minutes to audit your carry-on. Get out your liquids bag. Is it sealed shut? Are all the containers 3.4 ounces or less? Now grab a tape measure and check your carry-on's dimensions. Wheels and handles included. Compare it to the size listed on your airline's website. It's a simple check that could save you $100. Tip 3. Create a FastPass pouch. Pack your bag strategically. Keep your one liquids bag and all your large electronics in an easy-to-reach front pocket. When you hit the security line, you can pull them out in seconds without digging through your entire bag. If you have medical items, keep those in their own separate clear pouch for easy inspection. Tip 4. Use the digital lifeline. The TSA has a great tool on its website called What Can I Bring? You can type in any item and it will tell you exactly how to pack it. You can even message the Ask TSA account on social media and get a surprisingly fast reply. Tip 5. Get the airline app. Download the app for the airline you're flying. It's not just for your boarding pass. It's the best place to get real-time updates on your flight, gate changes, and, most importantly, the most current baggage rules. If these tips helped you feel more ready for your next trip, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. for more travel advice that saves you time, money, and a whole lot of stress. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the most frustrating thing that's ever happened to you at airport security? A confiscated item? A surprise fee? Share your story in the comments. Let's help each other travel smarter. Traveling in 2025 doesn't have to be a nightmare. The secret is understanding that the referees are enforcing the rulebook by the letter. The days of bending the rules are behind us. To recap the 3 most important takeaways. First, master the 311 rule, focusing on one single, sealable, quart-sized bag per person. Second, never assume your carry-on is good to go. Always check your airline's specific size and weight limits before you leave home. And third, if you're traveling with medical exceptions, declare them, pack them, so they're easy to inspect, and give yourself a little extra time at security. By shifting your mindset from, what can I get away with, to, how can I be perfectly compliant, you take back all the control. You can walk into that airport confident that you packed like a pro. Your trip should start with excitement, not a panic attack at the checkpoint. Pack smart and travel safe.